Hello, everyone. This is Dr. I here from the founder of Classroom Without Walls. And welcome to another free training. In this training, I want to continue our conversation on education, parenting, and our children's future readiness. And today, I will be discussing why it is so important for your children, for my children, for our children to build and develop a personal brand. I will be talking about five important reasons, and if we have the time, and I will also share with you a framework to in terms of the how to build a personal brand. But if we don't have the time, and I will make sure to do a separate training on this to talk about the how to build a personal brand. And by the way, I'm live on Facebook, on Periscope, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. If you are live with me right now, let me know in the comment section where you are joining me live from, social media wise and geographically speaking. And as I'm going live right now, and I can't really engage with you on your content and on your comments. But I definitely go back to revisit what you have left for me. So if you have a question related to parenting and our children's future readiness, education, online learning, please feel free to leave me a comment and let me know what you want me to talk about. Okay, so if this is the first time you have heard me speaking, my name's Dr. I am the founder of Classroom Without Walls, and I taught in higher education in the United States and globally for 10 plus years. I have an MA, I have a PhD, and I worked with more than 2,000 students to bring them life fulfillment and career success. So and now I work as a consultant and running my own school. So that's kind of my background. So let's get started with today's training. So there are 5 reasons, when most parents come to me all the time and ask me, hey, Dr. I don't know how to really control my children's social media interaction and social media usage. Controlling is not the right way to approach this, but that's a different topic. So in today's free training, I will probably go live for 15 to 20 minutes. And I want to share with you 5 important reasons that parents and educators, you need to pay attention right now if you want your children or if you want your students to become future ready. And those 5 reasons can really, I hope so, will really help you think differently about social media and how and to what extent and in what aspects are you allowing your children or your students to use social media. Are you ready to get started? So reason number 1. Where is my... So reason number 1 is actually important 21st century skills. So if you are watching this right now, you're like, hey, Dr. I, okay, you are talking about personal branding using social media, but then how is that related to important 21st century skills? I'm so glad that you asked that question. And I love learning and educating myself on this topic. So at the beginning of this year, LinkedIn, which is my favorite social media platform, LinkedIn Learning published an article. And in that article, and let me know in the comment section if you want to have that article. So in that article, they listed a number of soft skills, a number of hard skills that most companies want and are looking for in their job candidates in 2020. So under hard skills, they listed marketing, like video production, and also engaging in sales, and our students or any young person or any candidate's ability to engage in storytelling and story selling. their ability to market who they are, their ability to engage in very simple video production like what I'm doing right now. So when you think about personal branding, you are doing all of above. When you are building a personal brand, like what I'm doing, I'm actually using social media to share valuable content, I hope so, to educate, to inform, to inspire, and for some other people, maybe entertain. And I do that, I'm also practicing my, like right now it's not an interview, but I'm also practicing my public speaking skills and my ability to talk to the camera, to engage in a meaningful conversation with myself and with my live audience. And all of those are very, very important 21st century skills. And unfortunately, I think many schools are not really giving this enough attention. And from my personal experience, I haven't really met that many teachers who are so passionate about building their brand. So when teachers are doing that and they are influencing the students to really see social media not as a entertainment or only for passive consumption, but actually using social media to do something bigger, to build up their personal brand, to advocate for themselves, to even inspire a social movement. And so those are really important skills. Okay, so that's reason number one. And I can't tell you how much my own career, my own teaching career has benefited from this. And the fact that I have completely and successfully reinvented myself from being a traditional college professor to where I am today, having multiple streams of income, consulting and running my own school and talking and speaking, is really because of social media. So I have developed those important 21st century skills. So that's the first reason. And reason number one is, so that's the second reason that our children need to. I'm talking about children as young as maybe 9 years old, 10 years old, as old as 22 years old, 24 years old. And if you are a professional, maybe you can also relate to this. Personal branding is something that regardless of your age, your race, we all need to embrace if you want to stay relevant, if you want to stay future ready. So the second reason that our children need to have a personal brand is to network. Okay. So I want to ask you, when you think about networking or when you hear me talking about networking, what do you think about? What are some initial thoughts that came to you as you hear me talking about networking? So for most people, when they think about networking, maybe go to a coffee shop, go to a meetup event, go to a conference, or many people when they go to, I actually had a conversation with a friend this morning, and he went to MBA was to network, was not really to learn business stuff, and was actually to network, right? So those are the traditional ways that you can think of when you think about networking. I love all of them. I'm an advocate of face-to-face. Nothing can replace that human interaction. However, besides face-to-face networking, there is another entire layer, which is online networking. Especially right now, we are in this pandemic, in this crisis. All the events, conferences are canceled. I think the coronavirus has definitely accelerated the importance of online remote working, online networking. There are so many ways you can engage in online networking. Like, for example, and for me, how I got started on this journey was to use Twitter. And follow hashtags, right? Like I'm in social media, I follow hashtags on social media, on marketing, on parenting, education, or disruptive education, the future of work, future readiness. I follow all of those hashtags. And if you follow those hashtags for some time, you can easily identify the people who frequently post a lot and who are also thought leaders, right? You see that what they make a really great point. You can always check out their profile, look at their engagement, look at their credentials, check out some of their videos if they have that. So Twitter is a great way. And also LinkedIn. And in fact, my older son is 8 years old, and I'm actually in the middle of creating a LinkedIn profile for my own kid. And of course, I will be monitoring, I will be managing his own social media presence. But I think it is really important for our children to start to understand social media is not only for playing games or watching some really stupid videos online on TikTok here and there, but it is actually a very powerful learning and networking tool that can really benefit their life, their career, and can really bring them some life-changing moments. Social media has definitely brought me so many like life-changing moments. Hey Nina, thank you for joining me live. And totally like networking, right? So LinkedIn and Twitter, and also Instagram and Facebook, and even TikTok, right? And our children's favorite social media platforms. And if you have the mindset that I'm on those social media platforms to network, to learn, and you can shift how you think. And I'm talking about our children, like for my own children, and they started to understand social media technology is actually for learning, not so much playing games. And even with my own undergraduate students in the United States, they are about like 20 years old. And it took me some effort to shift how they think about social media. So, as parents and as educators watching this right now, or watching this on replay, I really want you to instill that message into your children or students. Social media is a powerful way to network. And in fact, I found this number, and 70% of companies, they actually Google and screen the job candidates before they invite them for interview. 70%. That's a very high number, right? So if you have a kid or student who is kind of just graduate from high school, graduation is coming up, they're on the job market. But guess what? Before you secure that opportunity to do an in-person interview, those companies, they're actually Googling you. They are actually, specifically speaking, they are checking you out on social media. Wow, surprising, right? And so according to this article, this is actually a study conducted in 2018, so 2 years ago. I'm sure the number is a lot higher. And in that article, they listed three important social media platforms that companies actually go check out your children or our students, before they decide if they want to invite them for interview or not. Guess what are those three social media platforms? Can you let me know? And so here are those three, and I'm going to use a different color. So LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook, right? So it's really important. Think about it. If you are a parent, if you watch this right now, and if you, oh wow, that is so amazing, and you started to teach your own children, and I really want parents, if you are a parent watching this right now, I really want you to understand this. And because not many students are learning about this from their traditional school environment. So it is really important that you supplement this at home. So if you ask your children to start building their, I shared earlier, I'm creating a LinkedIn profile for my 8 years old. And if you ask your children to really start putting themselves out there and start sharing content, and I can guarantee you, like, things will happen to them, like positive opportunities will come to them. Okay, so those are the three places: Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And make sure they have trustworthy content, credible content. They are not showing pictures of them at bars, drinking, smoking, this and that. Those are big no. Okay, so that's reason number one, is to use social media to network. And I have networked with so many people from just being on social media, following specific hashtags, joining Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, Twitter chats. I have networked with so many people. In fact, today, I think almost 80% of the people I work with on projects, I have never ever met them in person. So we mainly connected through different social media platforms. So to me, that is pretty amazing. Okay, so that's reason number two. And the third reason that our children need to embrace social media is gig economy. And so what I mean by gig economy are more and more companies are starting to hire independent workers instead of using full-time employees. And why? Because full-time people are a lot more expensive. They are also not as flexible as people who work as independent workers, flexible schedule and flexible projects, especially when you have a project, just kind of one-time thing. You don't have to hire a full-time position for that one-time project. You can easily find an independent worker. There are so many places you can advertise for yourself. And here is a number I want to share with you. So according to a study, I actually just read the study a few hours ago, and the number of people who are going to work on in demand, like kind of gig related jobs, will grow from 3.9 million in 2016 to 9.2 million by 2021. Okay, so 3.9 to 9.2 million. Okay, so I'm talking about the situation in the United States. That is almost like triple, right? Like a huge increase. And guess what? Job security is going to be gone, right? And now I think we have a taste of this. You know, when a pandemic is happening and so many people have lost their jobs. And one important lesson I learned from what is happening right now is to diversify our income, to have multiple streams of income. And I think our children, if you are parents really concerned and really care about your children's life, future readiness, you need to start to show them, okay, just having one job is not enough. You need to really think outside the box. What are some skills that you can help your children develop, have different multiple jobs, multiple streams of income? So here's a quick story. A few years ago, I met one of my mentors, and guess what? He told me, he said, I receive a paycheck every single day within a month. That is crazy. That was like 3 years ago. I can only imagine how many like income streams that he has today. Pretty incredible. And if you are, by the way, if you are really interested in this topic, join me live tomorrow. I will be interviewing an industry leader on this topic. He and his wife, they left their corporate job and started to work full-time on their side hustles. And today they are living their dream life. They are full-time parents, part-time entrepreneurs. And we are going to discuss how to have multiple streams of income and how to scale our side hustle. So definitely join me live tomorrow. And Wednesday, April 8th, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's for tomorrow. Okay. So, but anyway, so gig economy. And when you think about this, right? When I'm hiring a person, I need a freelancer or I need a graphic designer for my website. For this, I need a speaker. Like actually, I do. I did a call for speakers for my own Life Accelerator program. 400 people applied. And guess what I'm checking? I'm Googling their names. I'm going to their LinkedIn. I'm going to their Twitter. I'm going to their Instagram. I'm going to check on them. I don't want to listen to you, what you have been telling me. I want to actually go to your social media to check out, are you telling me the truth? Are you really who you are? How many LinkedIn recommendations do you have? I'm checking all of the above. So companies are doing the same. When they are looking for a person to fill in a position for a specific project, and they are going to Google people, and they are going to Google, hey, graphic designers in Philadelphia. And guess what shows up on Google? Your Twitter, your LinkedIn, your website, and your YouTube channel, right? So all of those things show up. If you have been working on your personal brand, if you have compelling content to show others that you are an amazing graphic designer, guess what? Those people are going to hire you. So your social media like your social media presence, your personal brand makes a big difference. They are the face of your company, not your business card. The chances of people to watch to read your business card, it's pretty slim, especially in the online, in the digital space. And there, what is your face is actually your social media presence. And I can't tell you again how many people, like how many like speaking gigs, consulting gigs, people have come to me. I don't even know them. They have been following me on LinkedIn, on Twitter. They know my content. My content is doing the branding for me. My content is doing the marketing for me. Even though I don't know them, they already know so much about me, and I already built that trust. So think about this, and your children need to have a similar level of trust for future company to discover them. And in fact, before I went live, I had a conversation with one of my friends from Adobe, and she shared with me how some of her students, simply because they were networking, they had a personal brand, and they actually got a scholarship opportunity. The same thing happened to me and my own students. And because their online presence, their ability to carry themselves online, to share content, has really brought like internships and freelancing and different opportunities to the students. And I'm such an advocate of this. And when you think about it, traditionally, and when for us to build a personal brand or for us to become reputable, we rely on a specific institution, right? So if you say that you graduate from Stanford University, all of a sudden, Ivy League, amazing. If you say I graduate from kind of a smaller name, people may not know you. But I think that like gone are those days that you have to like affiliate with a specific institution to become reputable. I think in this day and age, if you really understand the power of social media, you can build a very strong personal brand without being affiliated with any big name companies, any big name brands, any big name people. You can do that. Why? This happened to me. That's exactly what I'm doing, what I went through. Hey, Donald and Gary, thank you for joining me. And so that's kind of the third reason that your children need to embrace branding and to start building a personal brand. And reason number 4 is actually to have more impact. And let me remove this. And reason number 4 is to have more impact and more income, right? So even if you say that, hey, I don't really care how much money I make, I just don't care. I'm very detached from that. And which I think is something that we need to work on to have a really correct mindset when it comes to money. But anyway, so just in terms of impact, as human beings, I think it is our nature to become the best version of who we are, to actualize who we are, and to really impact as many people's life as possible. I think that is something that we can all relate to. And when I was a traditional educator, I did lots of academic publications. And the number of people who read my publications is nothing compared to how many people are consuming my online content today. I host a few live streaming shows almost every single day. I receive a message from a person telling me, hey, I really love this interview you did. I really love this piece of content. It's changing my life. It has really helped me understand social media or give me some hope or great tips on parenting. So I receive messages like that on a daily basis. And for our students, for our children, the same thing can happen if they start doing number 1, number 2, number 3, and showing up consistently and building a very strong personal brand that is aligned with their future. And they are going to change a lot more people's lives. And maybe that will also give them a sense of purpose. Like maybe that will also help them discover their calling. And maybe that will also motivate them to show up consistently. Because guess what? There are other people out there who depend on us, who depend on my content, who are benefiting from my content. So guaranteed, if they start using social media the right way, start building their personal brand, that will bring them more impact, kind of personal fulfillment, make you feel good about yourself. Who doesn't want to feel good about yourself, right? Especially as parents, we want our children to discover their calling, to feel like, oh, whatever they are doing, other people are enjoying that, other people are benefiting from my interest, from my knowledge, from my skill. It is a great feeling. And money will come as a byproduct. As you are doing this, as you are putting yourself out there, money will definitely come. And the last reason, and I want to share with this, that share with you why parents need to, and educators need to help their children, help their parents incorporate and develop a strong personal brand is, I don't know if you can still see this. Number 5 is actually develop important life skills. Important, not just life skills, but also important habits. Let me see if you can, maybe you can see this. Let me move my microphone. To really develop those important habits and life skills. And so one of my favorite futurists, his name is Alvin Toffler. I really love one of his statements, which is, the illiterate of the 21st century are not those who cannot read or write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. I just love that so much, because guess what? Today's information is going to be tomorrow's misinformation. And I'm dealing with this on a daily basis. I use lots of technology for my live streaming show. Today, I'm using this. Tomorrow, hey, this doesn't work. The algorithm is changing. The platforms are changing. Technologies are constantly changing. Creative technologies, this and that. Every day is different. So I need to be constantly learning something new and unlearn the part that is no longer working, let it go, and then relearn something new. So if you are really helping your children to use social media to build a personal brand, and I can guarantee you that your children will be going through this learn, unlearn, and relearn journey. And as they do that, they're also developing some really important habits, such as become a lifelong learner. And many of you are joining me live right now. You are a lifelong learner, and I'm a lifelong learner myself. I love, love, love learning. I think those are some things that we need to, again, instill into our children. They need to be constantly learning, because things are changing. And as they are using social media to build their brand, they're learning how the algorithms are working and learning new social media platforms. Platforms come and go. I started my live streaming journey with Blab. BLAB. Like, I don't even know how many years ago. When Blab came out, I jumped onto it. I used it in my own classroom and just for fun, for checking it out. And then later, Blab is no longer there. So I just learned that part, and I'm relearning something. I'm using something completely different nowadays, going live on multiple social media platforms. I'm learning. I'm constantly learning. So those are the 5 important reasons that your children or your students need to embrace social media, need to embrace personal branding, and need to build a strong personal brand for themselves. And just kind of to summarize, recap, reason number 1 is developing a personal brand will help our students, will help our children develop important 21st century skills. Reason number 2, and having a personal brand will help our children network. And beyond time and space, like for me, in my network, in my community, and I have people from Australia, from US, from UK, from Jamaica, from Nigeria, from all those amazing countries, from Slovenia, from Israel, that many countries I have never even visited myself. I don't even know when I will be visiting, but they are part of my community. We're learning from each other. We're co-learning or co-creating. Amazing, right? So number 2, networking. And number 3, for children to develop a personal brand is to be prepared for the gig economy. I think a few years down the road, having multiple streams of income is going to be the norm as opposed to be the exception. And number reason 4 is to have more impact. And as you are having more impact, reaching out to more people, having more people discover your work and changing more people's lives, as a result of that, you are going to have more income. That comes, I promise you, that will come as a beautiful byproduct. And last but not least is to help our children develop important life skills and habits such as learn, unlearn, and relearn, and become a lifelong student. So those are the 5 reasons that you need to really start thinking about social media and why your children need to embrace social media and build a personal brand. Unfortunately, my God, I'm already live for half an hour. I don't really have time. So this is good. If you are sold on this, hey, doctor, this is amazing. And now I want to learn how to build a personal brand. And I actually have a framework that works really, really well with my clients, myself, and my own students. And I'm going to do the training. I'm going to do that in a separate training to teach you how you can build a personal brand. And by the way, if you are a parent watching this right now or watching this on replay and you really resonate with what I have just shared with you, I have something really exciting I want to share with you. And so send me a DM and send me a DM or comment below, and I'm going to share and my program with you and to see if there's a good fit, if the program can help you transform your children's lives to help them become future ready. And also, I will be hosting a free live webinar on Thursday, this coming Thursday, and talking about future readiness, parenting, and education. And I will send the link in the comment section in a second. And if you love this type of training, so in that webinar, again, it is free, but there will be no replay. Okay, I hope you can catch me live. And so in that webinar, and I will show you what are some of the emerging trends in the career and job market that you must pay attention to if you want your children and students to become future ready. And I will also discuss some really important theories and principles that will really help make your homeschooling and distance learning right now a lot easier and effective. And last but not least, I will give you some really practical homework ideas, projects that you can really use to supplement what you are doing at home to make your children stay ready, stay prepared for the future. Thank you so much for watching this, for joining me live. If you love this video, give me a heart, give me a share, give me a comment. And by the way, this is my new microphone. I love it. Let me know what you think about the sound quality. And thank you so much. I hope to see you live on my live streaming show tomorrow, talking about how to diversify our income and how to scale our side hustles. And join me live on LinkedIn Wednesday, April 8th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much, everyone. And I hope you are good, stay safe, and stay well. Bye.